Hello, viewers and listeners. You are yet welcome to another edition of the program, Midday Vibe. Coming your way on Calipet TV, transmitting on channel 141 on Star Times, and on Calipet Radio, transmitting on 91.9 megahertz. I remember that you can join us on YouTube at Calipet TV and Radio, and on Facebook at Calipet TV. I am Moktade Gwanga, your uncle for the day. Last week, there was a report by Daily Trust saying how alarming the rate of rent in the metro city of Sokoto is skyrocketing, which calls for much noise from the part of youths and the ladies that are willing to get married. And also, some of the landlords, as well as the landlord per se, have put in their own input concerning the matter. But in today's edition of the program, we're going to be looking at, is there any law that is guiding the rents in Sokoto State? Is it being used, and why, if not? So with me in the studio, I'm honored to have Barrister Abdurrahman Muhammad Jariri, who is a legal practitioner in Sokoto State, member of AM Jariri and Co Legal in Sokoto State. Barrister, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned as we run the tape right now. All right, Barrister, you have heard and you have seen about the reports going around the state saying that the house rent is skyrocketing all over the state, and people, most especially the youth, are unable to secure a house where they should live with their intended spouses. So, sir, and recently we have heard how you posted on your social media handle that stating about the price of a house if it should be given on a rent, which you said is a law in the country or in the state per se. So firstly, tell us about this law of house rent in Sokoto State.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and the people of Sokoto State. My name is Barrister Abdurrahman Muhammad Jariri, a private lawyer practicing in Sokoto, a human rights lawyer practicing in Sokoto and Nigeria in general. And let me maybe remind my brother that I am not a member of AM Jariri and Co. In fact, I'm the principal partner.
Principal partner. Yeah, so pardon me for that.
The founder of AM
Jariri and Co. All right.
I have seen about all this report and all this information circulating the nation, or circulating the world, in fact, saying that Sokoto is one of the states now that is having the rent problem. And in fact, it's something that our youth cannot even afford. I think what brings all this up is because of neglecting the laws we are having.
Okay.
And I was saying it yesterday, and I'm still repeating it, that there is no any sector or any side in Nigeria, not only in Sokoto, that the law is not there governing or regulating the affairs of that particular aspect. And rent per se is a big, major field that we are always in to do what we are expecting to while getting our premises or while getting our house to be maybe with our family or something of that nature. To say or to answer your question is that we have our law in Sokoto regulating how rent should be given and how prices should be given, how it should be negotiated. And in fact, there is a law that prohibited an amount of money to be specified or to be put on the premises, regardless of the opinion of the landlord or tenant or any other person. We have our law regulating that aspect, which is called Rent Control and Recovery of Residential Premises Law of 1996 in Sokoto. This law, as you just had it, is a law that is controlling the prices. The law that is governing and regulating how how premises should be given. Maybe how the agreement should be conducted between the landlord and the tenant. And in fact, Section 4 of that law provide that there is a particular specific amount of money that no premises shall exceed.
Like a limit that price, no type of housing should exceed that particular amount.
Because the law says that the rent that's to be put on the premises shall not go beyond or shall not exceed
Okay.
the particular price or amount provided in that law. That is to say, if the law says in Nigeria that something shall not, by the word shall, that is always telling you that it's mandatory.
Okay.
It's not something that you have an option to or not to.
Okay.
So once your price or once the amount you are putting on your premises is beyond that's the provision of that law,
You have
you know,
violated.
definitely you are violating the law.
Okay.
And the law will come against you.
Okay.
So I think this is maybe a little I can say about the law. To say that we have the law and it is regulated. And being it a law that has been in existence for more than 20 years doesn't even make it to be maybe a neglected law or something that will not be used.
Okay, but Jariri, we are talking about the law now. You are talking about neglecting. Now, my next question will be like, is this law being used? You are a youth and you reside in Sokoto and you have seen the transactions and how it goes. So the question is this law being used in the metro city like what you have observed? Is it used?
Short answer is no.
Okay.
Yes, the law is not being used.
Then why the stakeholders like legal practitioners like you are mute about it and no one is saying anything about it until just now?
It is a matter of priorities.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer, as I said, a public interest lawyer and a human rights defender. So I think this is one of my duty.
Okay.
One of my duties I have, or I am mandated as a lawyer. And in fact, when I was being enrolled or has been sworn in as a lawyer, I took an oath that I will serve and preserve the law, regardless of the fear or anything that will be to the contrary. I am always ready to serve justice without fear or fable.
Okay.
Or maybe any ill will to any other person. So being that legal practitioners kept muted, I think it will not change any law. Maybe it is a matter of maybe their priorities is not part of this.
Okay.
But as a person who has interest in that, or maybe has the field of public interest issues, I think it is the right time for me to raise up this, and I have done what I feel. And I feel like definitely there are a lot of people, or there are a lot of legal practitioners that are very ready and willing to proceed from where I started. The problem is just for somebody to start.
Yes.
So I believe that a lot of people will be coming, especially lawyers, to assist us in this particular aspect.
All right, viewers and listeners, still your show, Midday Vibe, coming your way on Calpit TV, transmitting on channel 141 on Star Times, and Calpit Radio, transmitting on 19.9 megahertz. And in the studio, we are discussing about this skyrocketing rent prices in Sokoto and the laws that are regulating that, which we just heard that there is an existing law since about 20 years ago. And we are now looking at why is it mute concerning the high price of houses in Sokoto State. All right, barrister. Now, viewers and listeners would like to have a detail of this law. What does the law encompasses in a nutshell? So that they will know that this is something that has been in existence. And if we can recall, you have mentioned some prices and the type of housing. So the viewers and listeners would like to hear about that too, so that they will know where they fall.
Well, to answer this question summarily, the law is provided primarily to control the rent in Sokoto State.
Okay.
That is the first primary assignment of the law.
Okay.
But the practice of what we are doing now is showing that the purpose of the law is not even considered.
Okay.
Yes, the purpose of the law is just to control the rent and to show primarily how you can recover up your premises back in the event of the tenant finishes his tenancy, or maybe if there's any problem or condition arose over there. So that is the two purposes of the law.
Okay.
So to consider this law, we must ensure that the provision of this law concerning how the prices of the premises shall be governed or shall be controlled. We must be able to know that this law is to assist everyone in Sokoto State.
Okay.
Yes. And the other question is
concerning the prices, like the categories.
I have wrote the prices on my Facebook page, which just arose all these issues, or maybe which has been the reason behind all these arguments, all these comments, observations, and everything. What I have wrote there is actually the value of the money specified in the law.
Okay.
I have said it just now that the law is been in existence for more than 20 years.
20 years.
So you're not expecting the law that is more than 20 years to provide for that money.
Okay, that be because of the evolving nature of the world.
Yes, because of the inflation, because of the value or the value of the money we have in Nigeria. The provision or the schedule of that law provide, and I quote, that the premises or the houses in Sokoto are being categorized into three main zones.
Okay.
Yes, in that particular law, we have Zone A.
Okay.
And Zone A is comprising all the Sokoto urban areas. What do you mean by all the Sokoto urban areas? Any area that is within the Sokoto metropolis.
Okay.
Yes. And Zone B is part of all those local government that are not part of urban areas.
Okay.
And there's, of course, when this law was in existence or was being enacted, we were with Kebbi and Zamfara as a state. So there are some towns that are from Zamfara and Kebbi, maybe especially Zuru, Talata, Mafara, Guso, and so many other towns that are not even within the urban areas.
Nice.
So that's a part of Zone B. And Zone C, the law provides that any other part of the state that is not being mentioned in Zone A and Zone B shall be part of Zone C.
Okay.
Yes. So in every zone, the law provides for the maximum price that you must not exceed.
Okay.
In Zone A, let's put it in practice that nowadays, our urban areas, the city areas, maybe it should be Samarod, maybe Arikilla, Locust or somewhere.
Yes.
So wherever you think it is part of the cities, city areas in urban areas of Sokoto State shall not exceed 5,200 naira as of the time when the law was enacted.
That's law when it was enacted. 5,200 naira.
Yes.
Okay.
So just 2 days, I have calculated and I have asked the expert about that conversion and maybe the value of the naira, the value of that 5,200 naira
compared to
this time of where we are living in. It is about that 210,000 or maybe 211,000 or something of that nature.
Okay.
So I think that is what the law shall now transmit into.
Okay.
Yes, because the law has not been amended. The law has not been repealed. So the prohibition of the law in Nigeria is that once the law is enacted, it shall be in existence. The application shall be a continuous process until after the law is repealed or it has been amended.
Okay. And so which of two have not happened?
None of this happened in this Sokoto state.
Okay.
Yes. And if you are to say that, okay, the law primarily comes to control the rent. What are we expecting now? That the provision of the law shall be followed.
Followed, sure.
Regardless of the opinion of any other person. So the law says that you must not exceed. If the law says that this is the maximum, it says that you can give something at the lesser price of what it's provided. So the law says that you must not exceed that 200,000, 210,000 in these urban areas, the city areas and Sokoto State.
Yeah, that's if we convert the then money to now.
Yes, and Malam Mukhtar, this 210,000 naira is for the 4-bedroom.
Okay,
bungalow, yes, 4-bedroom bungalow.
Okay,
yes. So any other house that is not even up to that 4-bedroom bungalow shall not reach that amount. Its maximum price shall be lower or lesser than that 210,000.
Maybe that's what bring about all the noise.
Regardless of what the landlord and the agent will say.
Okay.
It is not Jari that provide this. It is the law.
Yes.
And in Zone B, that is other areas in Sokoto, so maybe to say that maybe Bado, to say maybe Akija, to say Emihaya, any area that is lesser or lower than the urban city areas, the maximum price for 4-bedroom is 174 as I wrote, right?
Okay.
Or maybe around of that nature.
Yes. That's when they converted the then price to now. Yes. 470 plus.
Yes. And any other house that's not up to that 4-bedroom room in that area is much lesser than that 170.
Okay.
And all other areas that are not part of Sokoto or maybe the local government or any other part of the state shall be in Zone C, which shall be lower than that 174.
That's for room.
Yes,
flats.
if you are combating the value of the money provided by this law with the money we are having in this particular time. And you know, Malam Mukhtar, to say that we are following the law, or maybe we are following the provision of this law that is principal law that to control our rent in Sokoto, do you think we will have a problem?
Well,
do you think that our youth cannot easily go into their marriage affairs?
Okay, so to answer that, since we are questioning each other now, we know it will not be like that because anything that is being regulated is not as if it's not regulated. But to question now, Jariri, this law has been in existence, and you know, we have to, when we look at the side of the masses, we still have to look at the side of the owners too.
Yes, of course.
They have spent a lot to build these houses. And also, recently, the issue of this ownership of land something regulation that they did, which was costly acquiring those papers. Maybe they are putting that into consideration. I don't know. Who do we attribute the fault of this particular thing to now?
Before answering your question, must the masses or the tenant pay for all those things that they have spent?
I don't know, maybe it's in the laws.
Must they get back their money from the people that they have been given rent to?
But they have spent it.
Even, okay, now, everything that has been spent by somebody who has a shop, must you as a customer that to buy something, pay that thing as something he bought from somebody?
All right.
This is our main problem in Nigeria.
Okay.
That, had it been they are following the prohibition of the law, they must have not been spent all those money, all those necessary amounts.
Okay.
And you know that I believe and I highly respect the side of the people, maybe the landlord who owns their property. And I respect the situation of our country. But what I'm saying, to solve the issue or to provide a solution for that problem, I think the law shall be amended.
Okay.
While amending that law, you have to put into consideration the side of the landlord, the owners of the properties. And you have to look at the side of the situation where we are in Nigeria. You have to look the side and situation of the masses. Because just because you spend a lot of money doesn't mean that people must take your property as a landlord and tenant agreement. If people don't want to take your property, how do you feel? As a tenant, if the landlord don't want to give you a property, how will you feel?
It's bad.
So, there's nothing like they spend something, they must recover it back, or there's nothing like people must pay back what they have spent. And the issue of this certification that you are saying that they must, they have acquired and they spend a lot of money, maybe about 200,000. I think it is one of the issues that arose in this state, which I heavily battled. Because the matter is already even before the court. And I'm the person, the substantive lawyer handling the matter. And I filed that matter simply in public interest.
Okay.
Without any person's or without any person's consultation. And what happened after we have bottled it up, we have shown our concern, we have lost our opinions as provided by the law. The Sokoto State government now delegated a committee of the Commissioner of Land and Housing, one senior lawyer in Sokoto State, and the SA Nuruddin Mahi. They went to Rima radio and they said the certification is now optional.
Okay.
Despite the official publication. It has changed to something optional now. So you cannot calculate that in what you are giving somebody as a tenant.
All right. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Barrister. Viewers and listeners, still your show, Midday Vibe, coming your way on Caliphate TV, transmitting on channel 141 on StarTimes, and Caliphate Radio, transmitting on 19.9 megahertz. And with me in the studio is Barrister Abdurrahman Muhammad Jariri, a legal practitioner and a youth in the States. All right, Barrister. Now, this law, you earlier stated that it needs to be amended. And as we can see with this move of yours, it's likely to be reconsidered. But first, who are responsible for calling for the amendment of the law? Is it the masses or illegal practitioners like you, or even the government itself that's responsible for raising the issue, looking into the law and amending it?
Yes, in Nigeria, there is always committees for amending laws, and which of course I think it is the primary duty of the House of Assembly.
Okay.
Yes, they have the committee on reviewing the laws in the state, as well as in the House of Assembly at the federal level.
Okay.
So primarily it is the function of the House of Assembly to amend the laws and to repeal the laws and to enact the laws. That is the provision of Section 4 of the Constitution. And to make a suggestion or maybe to make a move for some laws to be amended,
okay,
it's a duty of any person residing in Sokoto State as a citizen or indigenous of Sokoto State.
Okay.
Yes. As a lawyer, you can recommend. As an individual, you can recommend. And the government can recommend. Earlier this year, something that happens to be a concern of the government has been sent to the House of Assembly. It has been amended. Okay. That issue of traditional rulers. Hasn't it been changed?
Yeah, it has.
It has been amended because it touched the interest of the government. It touched the interest of the authorities that feel like they want to change the law. In Nigeria, it's only when something touches the interest of the authority or the government per se, or maybe some influential individuals that it can be considered. Okay. And now we are representing the public. We are representing the masses. So we are going to do whatever it takes. We are going to do whatever we feel will be the right way provided by the law to ensure that our laws are being regulated. And since we have the law, in Sokoto State to regulate the rent, to regulate the prices.
Okay.
No any individual, regardless of his position, can come and say that, okay, he has the right to say this thing or to change it, or maybe to provide his own price or to regulate his own premises. You have to be following the law for you to be able to have your own opinion considered or have your own price considered by the law. So we are calling on the House of Assembly to look at all our old laws. As I said yesterday, I have planned and I'm still preparing, which I can say I almost finished my preparation. I am still looking for all the archaic laws we have in the state to assist the public, to assist the masses, to assist the House of Assembly, to assist the government itself, to be able to change or amend our law. We are going to make we are going to send all those laws through the Ministry of Justice, through the Office of the Commissioner. We are going to send the recommendation to the House of Assembly. We are going to send it wherever we feel it can be heard and considered. Because our laws need to be in existence in Sokoto State. Our laws need to be amended. Our laws need to be respected.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, thank you, Barrister. Now, having heard that people are unaware of this law, let me say practically, the way we see it, people are unaware. Now that they are aware, is this law in fact, like, is it active currently? Can someone use it against a landlord or someone? Maybe, nowadays I was speaking, a rent of 1 million naira is not something to show. A house of 1 million naira in Sokoto, I don't think is something to show. So now, if maybe I have an interest to pursue my right, because it's my right provided by this particular law, so can I use it against my landlord?
Yes, and I'll even assist you free of charge. Yes, this is the law that is in existence for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Nothing changed that law. There is no any publication of amendment. There is no any publication of repealing this law. So the law is in existence. And if the only reason of landlord of him not giving you the house or maybe the premises to rent is because of maybe you don't agree with the price that is maximum to the provision of that law, you have a right to pursue.
Okay.
Yes, you can take him to the rent tribunal. We have it in Sokoto.
Okay, tribunal.
And yeah, the rent tribunal.
Okay.
Court. Yes, we have rent tribunal. It is the function, one of the functions of that rent tribunal is to ensure that the provision of this law are being respected and are being followed.
Okay.
Yes, and if the rent tribunal is not ready to do what is provided or what established it, we are ready to move forward.
Okay.
So to answer your question summarily, any person that feels his landlord breached the provision of this law, he has every right to take him to the tribunal. And one of the punishment that can even raise up,
because that's what I'm heading to, because
yes,
I'm eager to hear the punishment.
Okay. let me allow you to ask.
Yes. Yeah, I was about to ask. Then
Yes.
What are the possible maybe punishments for the landlords if they refuse to abide by the law?
His property shall be seized by the rent tribunal.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the punishment provided by that law is that it has mandated the rent tribunal that if it sees a reasonable circumstance that the tenant or any other person breached the landlord or any other person breached the provision of that law and it find it very fit to seize that property, the rent tribunal is empowered to seize that property.
Okay.
So it can reach to the level that when the landlord feels like he will not follow and respect this law, the rent tribunal can confiscate his property.
All right.
And nothing will happen. It is a provision of the law.
All right. Thank you very much. We know law is above everybody. And thank you very much, Barrister. Viewers and listeners, still a show, Midday Vibe. Come here on Calicut TV, transmitted on channel 149 Star Times and Calicut Radio, transmitted on 92.9 MHz. And I hope you are enjoying the conversation. We'll now take a short break and the program continues. Stay tuned and go nowhere. All right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's still your show, Midday Vibe. Come your way on Calicut TV, transmitted on channel 149 Star Times, and Calicut Radio, transmitted on 92.9 MHz. And before we go for break, we are discussing on the skyrocketing rate of house rent in Sokoto State. And we have just discovered that there is a law regulating the giving of rent and how to even do the rental activities in the state, which Barrister just brought up recently following the calls or the report by Daily Trust saying that the skyrocketing high of skyrocketing price of house rent is worrisome in the state, denying the masses of the privilege to get married as usual. And with me in the studio, I'm honored to have a barrister Abdurrahman Muhammad Jariri, who's the principal partner or principal uh, lawyer in the Abdurrahman Muhammad Jariri and Co. AM Jariri and Co. Right? All right, barrister. Now, before we now move to the legal aspects, I would like to ask a question. This one is a kind of personal. You know, this issue of housing, a lot of people cannot afford to build their own house, looking at the cost of land and the materials used in building. That's why they mostly resort to going for rent. Now, in your own, as a youth, and you know this matter is affecting youth, how did you see the effects of this high rate of house rent in the community? Well, like, what does it cost, or have you seen any effect of that?
The primary or the principal effect of that is we are going to lose the orientation of our ladies and of course the youth, which are gentlemen. Because if the rent now is expensive, you know, definitely having affairs with women, or having affairs between women and men should be very cheap.
Okay.
Because if you cannot afford to get a house for about 200,000, you can be able to have a lady with Indomie, one Indomie.
And that's bad.
Yes. And even if it's not affecting you now, it is not affecting your children, your family, or it is not affecting any person connected to you today. I am assuring you that tomorrow it will affect the members of your family. And even if it's not affecting the members of your family, it is affecting the integrity of your region. It is affecting the integrity of your community. It is destroying the lives of a lot of people, which will now change society into another thing else. So the worst part of not following this law is we are losing our good people into another side.
All right, thank you very much, barrister. And viewers and listeners, you have the right now to do call and join the conversation. And the number to call is 090-6000-2022. I'll repeat the number, 090-6000-2022. And you can as well drop us a text message on the same number. Let me repeat the number, 090-6000-2022. Remember, when you call, please stick to the topic of conversation. That's what we are discussing on. And speak loudly so that we can hear you. And make sure you contribute positively to the topic of the discussion. All right, barrister. Now, we have heard all about this law. And when we see you, we see your readiness to pursue and ensuring the adherence to this particular law. So now, people out there think this law is theirs, and it is theirs for sure. How can they aid in pursuing this, the use, because the law is there, in pursuing the amendment or application of this particular law?
Yeah, Madam Tal, if, as I said earlier on, I am fully prepared to do whatever it takes.
Let's hear this one out, barrister.
Okay.
Hello. Wa alaikum salam. Good afternoon. Yeah, who's on the line, please? All right, thank you very much for calling. I think this one is carried away. He's not with us. All right, barrister.
Okay, what I was saying is, I have talked about this, that I am very ready. In fact, I have been prepared to pursue the progress or the implementation of this law, and I'll take it up in whatever side of the authority it will follow. I will ensure that to the full of my ability, I have done what I can. And to answer your question on how the youth should now participate, I am calling on all the youth in the state, and I am calling on all the organizations in the state. I am calling on all the associations of this comrade that have been running around saying that they are comrade, saying all this bossa and everything. Let them come and join hands to show the government, to show the authority peacefully that we want this law to be implemented, or we want this law, if it cannot be implemented in such a way, we want it to be amended and consider every part of the affecting parties and ensure that the law has now back into its pure existence.
Okay, what's the fate?
Control the rent.
Okay, now, Draman, I have this question in mind. What's the fate of the community pending the amendment of this particular law?
Pending the amendment, the law is already what is there.
That means you have to
Yes.
abide by
Yes.
it as
Yes.
it is pending the amendment by the
Yes,
authority.
and if any other person feel like maybe he has a problem, he can take it to the court. Let the court says that the provision of this law that has been in existence now should be suspended pending the termination of something. But as long as the law it's not been repealed or it's not even contrary to the provision of the constitution or something, the law shall continue to be the primary law that is controlling the rest.
All right, viewers and listeners, it's still a show, Midday Vibe, coming on Calicut TV, transmitted on channel 149 on Star Times, and Calicut Radio, transmitting on 91.9 megahertz. Remember that you can join us on www.calipetbroadcast.com on your smartphones, and you can watch us on Calicut TV and radio on YouTube, and Calicut TV on Facebook. And in the show, we are discussing on the law regulating the house rent in the state. And you can join the conversation by dialing the number 090-6000-2022. I'll repeat, 090-6000-2022. Now, Barrister, what are the major steps? Okay, let me say, what are the major steps you take, per se, in ensuring that you bring about this law so far now? Like, what stage are you on, if we may like to know?
Yeah, you know, there are some stages we have to follow, one of which we have already done. We are duty bound as public interest lawyers to publicize the laws of the state or the laws of the country for the public or the masses to be aware of what is regulating them, which I have already done. I have publicized this law to be able to let people know that, or let the Sokoto state know that they have the law that is regulating the rent. Because, you know, our problem these days in Sokoto is this skyrocketing of the price of this rent. It is something that has been circulating, something that has been reporting by the newspapers, something that has been lamented by our ladies, by our women, by our youth, by our gentlemen, by everyone. Everyone has been complaining. So I think one of the steps we have to take is to let people know that they have the law.
Okay.
The law is there to regulate the price, to control the rent.
Okay.
So if there is a law, we have to follow the law. If the law has issue or has a problem, I think we have to amend the law. But the law should always be the leading party of everything in whatever aspect.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister. Let's hear this one out. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Okay, we lost the call. All right, now, Barrister, this law we are talking about, does it have anything to do with the rights of the landlords? This law that you mentioned now, because what you mentioned is the party that regulates how the house should be given. Okay, what right does the landlord have in this?
The law is protecting the right of both parties,
Okay.
the tenant and the landlord, because the law provides how the agreement of the transaction or how the agreement of the rent should be conducted, should be negotiated.
Okay.
And from that law, had it been we are here to speak about the whole law, or maybe to read the law and interpret it, or maybe to express what is the provision of the law, we will be able to see all the provision of that law. In the law, there are a lot of rights
Okay.
that the landlord have, one of which his property shall be protected after being given out as a rent, and his money shall be paid completely, and you shall be able to secure the safety of the property and much more. And the tenant is entitled to his own right. You know, the matter of landlord and tenant agreement is a matter of protection of rights
Yes.
by the law. And a breaching of either of the rights provided in the agreement can lead to any consequence, which even include the compensation. If the tenants now breach the rights of the landlord provided by that law, the landlord can have every right to go to court or maybe to seek for damages or compensation with the breach of his rights. And tenant also has such rights, or maybe any other right that has been provided by the agreement.
Okay, Barrister, now, this is a serious question, and I know you laugh at it, but I'll still have to ask. How feasible do you think implementation of this law is in Sokoto?
I am always laughing at this question.
Yes.
People think that implementation of this law is something impossible.
Okay.
Or maybe it's something that is hardly to put into practice.
Yes.
Or maybe they feel like it is very difficult for the authorities to ensure that this law is being implemented. But I am always responding with my question that, okay, why do you think you have to go and vote a person to be your governor, and why the governor feels like he has a right to go
Be voted.
to be voted.
Mm.
It's because the right is provided by the law.
Mm.
And why do you think having your own salary at the end of the month is possible, and you think this law is impossible? The law provides that you must be paid
Okay.
at the end of every month,
Mm.
and you have been given all your money. And even maybe, let's say, for instance, now His Excellency the Governor of Sokoto say that, okay, I will not pay the salary of this month. You will be hearing people saying that, okay, we will not agree,
Is
and
our
this is what is
right.
our right. Even that one is your right.
Okay.
It is going in phantom, hand in hand,
Okay.
head to head with
Okay.
any other law you have.
Mm.
It's just only for the authority to implement the law. And let me tell you that
Mm.
if this law is not being implemented, I will take the House of Assembly to court.
Oh.
Seriously,
Okay.
I am ever ready to do whatever it takes, rightfully and possibly,
Mm.
to implement, or to not only the law is already implemented,
Mm.
to maybe to say that I will do whatever it takes to ensure that this law is being amended if there's any problem. But as far as I'm concerned, maybe with the situation of how things are in Nigeria, I think to be able to be fair to everyone, this law should be amended.
Yeah.
So we must ensure that the law is being amended, or it should be continued as it is.
Okay.
And if this not happened,
Mm.
I will take the House of Assembly and any other authority that is concerned to the court.
All right, thank you very much. So now you've mentioned a beautiful part of it now, because some tenants are seriously being oppressed by their landlords. We have heard and we have seen so many of them in the state. Now, what are the basic steps one can take if you feel like his right is being violated when it comes to rent, particularly since we are talking about rent? What is the basic step one can take?
I think the steps you can take, one is to highlight the breach of the right.
Okay? Like to find it out.
To the landlord.
Mm.
Let him be aware of your right is being breached by him. If he is ready to settle the matter amicably,
Okay.
we are always encouraging that.
Okay.
If he feel like he is stubborn, or maybe he feel like he is the owner of the property of which you are renting, so he is the king in your community, you are a slave,
Mm.
take him directly to the rent tribunal.
Okay.
Go and complain.
Mm.
And I'm assuring you that any person or any tenant
Mm.
that his right has been breached,
Mm.
as a poor person or as a less considered person, or maybe something that has been looking as downgraded,
Mm.
I am ready to stand for him free of charge
Okay.
to ensure that his right is being protected
All right. As a
and
human
following this
rights,
law.
as a human rights lawyer, as you say, this question used to ring people's mind. When you go to court, they will collect money. Is it legal? Like, must they collect money when you go to complain of something like breach of rights in court? And is it really happening the way people are complaining? And what can one do about it?
What kind of money do you actually talking about?
I'm talking about people used to say that when you go to court,
registration, or maybe the filing of the lodging of the complaint, or what?
I don't know. They used to say maybe lodging of complaint they used to pay, and all this hire a lawyer, all that laws. And how does it happen? Like this issue of rent, for instance. Now let's take it as an instance. I feel like I'm oppressed and I have a right that is being breached. Now I went. It's normal. Is there any registration fees to pay for lodging? That's number one.
Yes. There is
Okay.
filing fees.
Filing fees. Okay, number two, must I hire a lawyer for my case? Or is the responsibility of the lawyers to take care of my case since it's my own civil right that it is being violated?
You know, in Nigeria, any person is allowed to go and defend himself. Like Manzi Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay?
You have
You
seen
can go to court
situation
yourself.
where Manzi Nnamdi Kanu defended himself in a serious case, as terrorism as it is, as they have been alleged and been convicting him on, recently.
Yes.
If you feel your right is being breached, in respect of this or any other right, if you have the money to hire a lawyer, you can go and hire a lawyer.
Okay.
If you don't have money, you can go and complain to any other lawyer you feel like he can assist you. Maybe he can take your case free of charge. Maybe some human rights lawyers, maybe, or any other person. You know, even if you're not a human rights lawyer, there are circumstances where you feel like you can assist somebody.
Yes.
You know, the issue of where people feel like the lawyer shall be hired is because he knows the law much. And even the lawyers have been failing in the court. That is the reason we have magistrate court, we have high court, we have court of appeal, we have Supreme Court. And even the Supreme Court can make a mistake.
Okay.
Yes, because if there is any error in the judgment, they can reverse it back. So you know, it's because of imperfection of the human being. But to answer your question, summarily is after filing fees, I don't know any other fee that you can bring or you can pay to the court, except otherwise raised maybe by the procedural issue at that court or something. Because
Okay.
it's not primarily the courtroom
Mm.
or maybe to the judge that you are going to pay the money. It is the registry.
Okay.
Yes, it is at the registry you are filing the money,
Mm.
or you are paying the money for filing or something.
Mm.
But I don't think there is any provision for you to give a judge money,
Mm.
or maybe to give a registrar money for you to be able to win your case or something.
Okay, so this caters for the thinking of people that when you go to court, you have to spend money and you
No,
have
no,
to
no,
do
no, no.
this and that.
You know, in every aspect, not only in court, in Nigeria,
Mm.
is a matter of greediness.
Okay.
You know, everyone has his own problem,
Yes.
and everyone feel like a lot of people feel like it's only when you are paying them that they can assist you.
Mm.
We have them in lawyers, we have them in judges, we have them
Mm.
in doctors, we have them in your job, we
Sure,
have them
sure.
everywhere.
Mm.
And at every aspect of what I've mentioned and what I've not mentioned,
Mm.
we have good people that
Yes.
can assist you.
Yes.
But let me tell you that the worst part of it is even those people, or maybe the masses that feel like they want to take their case, they have their own problem.
Mm.
Somebody can just meet you.
Mm.
He will tell you that, okay, I heard that you are a human rights lawyer.
Lawyer.
So this is what happened to me, this is what happened to me.
Mm.
And I think I don't have anything to even go back. Please, can you give me even 500,000? Let me just claim by it and go back. Not talking about the filing fees.
Filing fees.
I think you can only do everything inclusive of the filing fees to any person, maybe to somebody who doesn't have anything.
Mm.
But just because you are a human rights lawyer, or you are a comrade, or someone that is been a philanthropist, doesn't mean that you must do everything. Okay, if you are assistant person, must you also pay everything that is to that assistance?
You are just assisting.
It's if now let's talk about what I know as a lawyer, as a human rights lawyer person. This is something we have been always receiving. If I am to stand on your case free of charge, you have to know that you are not paying me anything you are supposed to pay a lawyer.
Okay.
But something that you will be filed in your court, if I feel like, okay, maybe I have I don't want to put my money, or maybe I have a lot of things to do, please just give something as an amount. Maybe this is the amount of
To the registry.
To the registry. This is the amount that we have to pay to file. Bring that amount to file. You tell them that what does that mean?
All right, thank you very much, Barista. I hope the masses and the viewers have heard it all. But before we wrap the program off, Barista, what would be your advice for the both sides we are talking about now in this regard, that's the tenants and the landlords, and even the government concerning this particular law?
My advice to the tenant and landlord is just let's come together, join hands, and follow this law. If we feel the law has problem, let it be fair to everyone. Let's join hands and take it up to where it can be amended. I don't know if there is any organization, legal organization that has been registered as an organization of landlord or tenant in Sokoto State. But if we have, I think the organization should now meet up. They have to negotiate. They have to be considering each party's interest and how it should affect both the parties. And from the government and the authorities, let's say the House of Assembly, we are calling on them strongly to please look at the circumstance of what we are having in Sokoto State. Consider the amendment. Consider the correcting or the corrections of all provisions in the law that has an issue, maybe that is in contravention with the circumstance or situation of where we are in Nigeria or where we are in Sokoto State. I highly respect the landlord in Sokoto State. I highly respect the government in Sokoto State. I highly respect the House of Assembly. I highly respect the public, and I highly respect the masses. And my only concern is public interest shall be protected. Our laws shall be respected. The government authorities shall be considered, and they must consider what we want as people who send them to where they are today. And we ask Allah to assist and accept everything from us.
All right, thank you very much. That is Barrister Abdurrahman Muhammad Jariri in the show Midday Vibe today. And with that, we come to the end of today's edition of the program, Midday Vibe. We do hope you've enjoyed staying tuned to this station, and we hope you will keep joining us. And remember that this issue of morality in community is a responsibility of all, because deterring with the morality of your community, you are deterring with your own self. Let's join hands together and do all that it takes to ensure rightful enforcement of our laws and respect for the masses and other parts of the community. Let's make sure that we keep our communities safe with the laws that have been established to protect it, and do all we can to abide by these laws. From the studios of Caliphate TV, transmitting on channel 141 on Star Times, and Caliphate Radio, transmitting on 92.9 MHz, I am Mukhtar Igwanga, saying stay blessed and keep enjoying your day.